Okay, so welcome team to session 11, I guess. Okay, so we will continue today with our agentic AI. So we'll explore two more platforms, CrewAI and the no-code platform LangFlow. We saw the last week. Should be quick and simple, not much complicated since we have all the understanding of what an agent is, right? So we'll build a couple of agentic AI applications. We'll go through it. Just follow with me. Ask questions if you have. So the platforms will be different. If you see the same use case, we will be discussing the same thing, how we do in CrewAI, how we do in Langflow kind of a thing. So that's what we will cover today. So the agentic AI apps. So next week we will again revisit the entire agentic AI before we wrap up that topic, agentic AI, and then move on to the other topics like the LLM ops, like deployment, as I was talking about, guardrails. How do you implement guardrails? And monitoring and tracing, evaluation, all of those topics. Okay, and we will also do some coding with the LLM. So, while coding with Anthropic, we'll try to do an use case, coding for a use case using the Anthropic models. Okay, great. So let me start here. Okay. Second. We were talking yesterday about this, and so we are comfortable with this, right? What does an agent consist of? At a very basic level, agent has an LLM, which is a brain. It has tools to execute the task, the user request, and it has memory to store internal or external, which means a short-term or long-term memory, and it has planning capabilities. Okay, so planning is something internally the agent does using the LLM model, how to utilize the tools and memory to solve the user request, to answer the user request or solve the task or problem. Any questions in this? Anybody? What this means? We all good, right? Am I audible, guys? Still there?
You're audible, Satyam.
Okay. Okay. All right. So this is what we talked about, an agent, which does the planning with the help of LLM model, which has tools and then collection, short term and long term will do. So yesterday we talked about Agno, right? Agno framework. So let me come back here, and we looked at um, so we looked at Agno framework, where we kind of taken in the DDGS, that is DuckDuckGo search, as a tool, web search tool, and a Yahoo Finance tool that can give financial information about the stocks and a stock ticker from the Yahoo Finance site. Then so using this, we built the OpenAI key and the agent. So we created an agent. As we said, with the agent, we need a model and we can provide tools. So a model and tools. Memory is default. We are using internal. And then this is the uh, tool that we have used for the web search. Okay. So this one now. And then we gave it an image URL to get information about this to the agent. And also we wanted to know about any latest news about this URL. Okay, that's what we have done. Can we find any other images, something that we can try? We can try to see any other public images we have. Uh, can you guys ping me any public images URL if you have?
Okay.
Where it is public, we can open. So this one, this image is about St. Mary's Basilica in Krakow. So image description it has given. And we have seen this yesterday. So all of this and then the latest news about it. So it's two parts to it. The first part is the image description, what the image is about, and then what are the latest news with hyperlinks and everything. You got it here. So it's basically if you want to do some research about any topic, you can use it as your assistant to do the research. That's how you build your agentic applications to be your assistants, digital assistants, right? Very useful in terms of doing a research kind of a thing. Now we have same thing. We have two tools here. Okay. DuckDuckGo search one. We created two agents. One agent with web search and one agent for the Yahoo Finance. Okay. And then I created an agent team and given these two agents as tools. So I recommend don't follow this. This is how Agno is treating, but this is not the way to do it. You get confused. Why is an agent a tool here? But I don't know how why they implemented it like this. Yesterday we tried this, right? So basically, the team has agents as their tools. So each agent internally again has tools to it, which is the actual tool that to implement. Yeah, thanks, Neeraj. We'll try that. So let's say I'm just showing you here because yesterday we were not able to add it as part of the agents, a part of agents to this team. But then I looked up, there's a kind of implemented using tools in the web agent. So then this is the team of these agents. So passing agents as tools to create the team. And then of course, this is also a supervisor or whatever. This is also an agent basically. So this agent will have a model again. So as part of tools again, so it's just like agents and then markdown to stream telemetry. Basically telemetry should tell you the tool calls, but it's not displaying here. So some issue with this kind of, I think, I know again. But yeah, so if you see here, this is the analyst recommendations for NVIDIA we have seen. So where it is getting all of this information, right, from the Yahoo Finance. You should think I can't see the tool call here because it is using the ticker from NASDAQ. It is called NVDA and all of that. And then it has latest news about all of this. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay? We don't need to do that. So that's how you do the thing here. Let me see what Neeraj has done. We'll try this from the chat. We link. So if we go here, okay, that works directly. So we go here and just try to replace what it is doing here. Uh, we are not using this. Okay, let's try and run this part. Unable to view images or access specific URLs directly. So it does not have access to view that image. Why it does not have access? Maybe it's not a public image or something. Yeah, no, it's not for the web agents. It's not able to access. So there are some like they block the bots from scraping, right? From accessing images and all of that. Maybe that does not have access. Anyways, you can try some open public images like this. You get that. If we have any other suggestions, we can check. Let me check here.
I can give you one.
Mm. Uh,
I just pasted one more from Wikipedia. Maybe try that. That should be open.
okay. Yeah, 1 second. Let me.
Okay. Anand also pasted one, so either one.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's have this chat. Anand has given one. Okay. Let's see which one works.
I think it's the same one. We both went to the Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Further look. Let me see. Um, yeah. There's your. Let us try this. Okay. Yeah, correct. The image you referred to is a photograph of the Louvre Museum in Paris. So it's able to detect from the metadata of the JPG, and then it has the latest news about this here. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that's how you kind of use the agent to do any of the stuff. It may not be just identifying image or anything, but just in general, these are the kind of a thing. So that is how in the Agno, in any platform. So what I wanted to show you is this. So you have an agents for a specific task or a role, okay, and you bring all the agents together under a team, and you execute your problem statement, your goal or your task using you give it to the team. The agent team is like it can be called a crew, it can be called a supervisor, or master, whatever it is, which kind of takes in all the agents and orchestrates, splits the tasks, assigns to the agents, and orchestrates and make sure the entire problem statement is done. It is like you say, a project manager. I don't know if I have used that analogy earlier, that you get a project, a problem statement, or a use case to project manager, and he has different teams. Like, so each team is like an agent, and the agents have tools like resources. It can be software, it can be applications, tools, apps, or human resources who help that agent. And if it is a kind of an application, the project manager, he might like see and, hey, I need a UI UX team, I need a backend team, I need a middleware team, whatever it is, and then split it up and then assign, or I need DevOps. So split it up into different modules, and each module he assigns to a team. Same thing here. The supervisor agent or the crew splits the tasks and assigns to agents based on their capabilities, that is their tools. And once they all complete, it comes back, and then it try to summarize and present the solution or answer. Okay, that's the concept we have to understand with the agent. That's all there is to an agent at a very basic level. Now, how you orchestrate, what tools you use, how does the agents communicate, what kind of memory. So all of these things is what kind of is there to explore more. Okay, get into practice and understand all of these aspects. Now, again, as I said, different frameworks. So you have AutoGen, you have CrewAI, you have Agno, you have Langflow, you have Bedrock, you have Agent Bricks, Vertex AI. Any platform, they give you the platform, they give you the canvas to build these agentic AI applications, just like we looked at RAG. Okay. Now, so let's see what CrewAI and Langflow is. Okay. So,
I have one question about, on this. Maybe if we cover it later, it's fine. We can pause till then. But
yeah.
I understand how now, I mean, without being hands-on yet, that how this agent works and the RAG thing. Most of the use cases that we speak about has been on the unstructured data, right?
Mhm.
But if there is structured data in scope, like, going to the database, taking out the data, especially when it comes to analytics, right? People now wants to deal with report very dynamically, asking natural language, right?
Mhm.
So in that case, is it just the Python code that you will develop on top of that database and put it as a tool over here? Or do you need to bring in that data, put into your RAG in order to facilitate that kind of a natural language interface?
No, you don't need to put in RAG. RAG is completely different. So it's, as I said, right, it's the use case. It is not mandatory to have RAG in any application. You may need or you may not need. I think we also talked about it
Yeah, yeah,
yesterday. Now,
yeah, yeah.
structured data, right? Yes, you go to database, when you query the database, you get a data frame. right? It kind of rows and columns, matrix kind of data you get with column names and each row with the data. Now I understand we are doing here as text as of now, but all the agents support structured output as well. Okay, so if you go back to say just Agno as a framework. So let's see. If we go here, you go to docs and and okay, I don't know where that I see, but yeah. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is an agent, not just the uh, text or a kind of a string data that it returns. It can also return any of the data types, like we return Python tools. It can be a number, decimal, whatever it is. It can also return a structured data as a, you can do it as a JSON file. You have you have APIs, right? Most of the APIs have response format as JSON. You can also do that. There's a Pydantic library that you use. Let's see, right? Agents for structured data. See here, Pydantic and integrated with AI agents facilitates robust and structured data processing by ensuring type safety and data validation throughout the agentic workflow. So use this library called Pydantic. It just kind of gives you a structure, JSON structure like key value pairs, and all the agents will be able to access that same structure and write to it or update to it at each state. So that finally, you at any point of a time in the application, you have a structure, you have key value pairs as a structured data that you can access and verify the data. Okay. Um, we will try to see how we access the structured data as well. But if you want to do that, this is uh, how you do it. So here you have agent run context. Pydantic also has this. Um, Agents. See here, if you take this is the structure that um, it expects when you call the tool: context, location, forecast, and then in the return date you use these variables to return. It can be a structured event, or this can itself be a JSON string that you return from this. So don't get overwhelmed with all of this right now, but long story short, yes, using the Pydantic library, you can also accept and return structured data from within the agents. Okay, we'll see when we come to the agents how we can access the
Got
structured
it.
data in the examples. Okay, now so let's get back here. There are a couple of platforms we talked about, right? So one of that is called CrewAI. So CrewAI is again a platform where you can build the agentic AI applications. It's pretty popular, trusted by all of these companies. It has a no code as well. I think it came up recently. Earlier, it was all like same thing like libraries. So you can use the library and then start building your agentic AI applications using CrewAI. Okay. So what CrewAI does, pretty much same as what we did with Agno. Uh, so it's just another platform here. I'll quickly walk through, will not take much time as we'll go into demo. We will know much of it. Uh, so it's a lean, lightning fast Python framework built entirely from scratch, which is like not dependent on LangChain, unlike Agno library or the Langflow, which are built on LangChain. So this is independent, separately built framework. It has its own agent framework. It has agents to collaborate on tasks built on top of LLMs. Like basically, you can connect to any of the LLMs, vector stores, and tools. Pretty much same basic, same thing. So it has a agent registry. So this is all internally how it works. We don't need to worry about that. So catalog of reusable agent profiles where it has roles, skills, an orchestrator, workflow engine that assigns tasks and routes messages. This is all part of the CrewAI internal platform. When you run a CrewAI agent or crew, all of these are its underlying uh, components that it uses. Memory store, shared context via vector database. You can use Chroma or Pinecone if you want to implement memory store, external memory, right? Long-term memory. Tool belt, it can integrate with APIs, databases, search, custom code. Pretty much very basic thing where you would expect all of these agents to connect to when you build an agentic AI application. So the nomenclature to talk about more here in so any agent we talked about, we said it has LLM, it has tools, right? So there is an LLM, there is a tools. Again, there is memory here, which is shared across all the agents, and each agent has a task, and there is a final outcome. There is it is more elaborate here in the CrewAI because each agent has now a you have an agent and then you have a task. You create a task as well. So in the task, you have in the agent has a role and a goal. The task will give you the backstory, which is like context, giving the crew a context. Most of it seems repetitive kind of a thing, but they are very specific to give more context to the agent to make it very clear of what you are trying to achieve with each agent. Okay. Now, Crew is the top level organization which manages, as I was talking about, like orchestration, manages AI agent teams, oversees workflows, ensures collaboration, delivers outcomes, all of that. We have agents which have specific roles and they have designated tools and they can delegate tasks to other agents and make autonomous decisions on their own. Process and tasks is internal again, workflow management, how they collaborate and orchestrate, collaboration patterns, task assignments, manage interactions, and all of that. So, task is here what we do, like having clear objectives. So, what is this agent trying to achieve? Though at the agent level, we give what is its role, what is the goal that it has to do, we have specific tasks that we break down and create for the agent, what tasks it has to do. So those tasks are assigned to the agent to assign. Basically, at high level, we define these tasks for the agent, but based on the problem statement or questions that it receives, it can execute these tasks based on the current context. Okay. use specific tools, larger process, produce actionable results on when tasks are executed by the agents. So you assign which tasks belong to which agents. It's kind of building your team, the complete team with modules and resources. The crew organizes overall operation. Agents work on the specialized tasks. The process ensures smooth collaboration and tasks get completed to achieve the goal. This is what happens when you run kind of a thing. Say if you have multiple agents, right? So let's say leads, research, product specialist, sales content strategist. So when you run this input, so you say you can provide any inputs like lead company, lead industry, and give it as an input. Then it runs through all of these agents to do each of these tasks. The first lead research agent runs and provides output. Then it goes to company product specialist. Then it goes to sales content strategist. Then you come out of it this sales strategy for a new product kind of a thing. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is what you want to see from the building agentic AI perspective. How we have done using, let's say, Agno, same agent and team. Here we call it crew and agents. So again, agent, the basic components, there is a model, there are tools, and there is memory. Three things that we need. Orchestration, how it does, how we create each agent, how we add it to the queue is what we will see now. Okay, let's take a CrewAI example here. Again, CrewAI, I'm using these versions, specific versions, because you get a lot of dependency conflicts, obviously, because we had a production issue last week because the CrewAI, we did not freeze these versions. And last weekend, there was a new release, version 1.0, which broke the dependencies because we were building it every time. So we pushed in new code on Monday, and when it built on the Azure functions, it broke the code. And then we took a couple of days for us to figure out the correct dependencies, coming back to the lower versions and making sure everything is compatible. So we moved to like 0.193 something, one version below the latest. So when you're using open source libraries, obviously, if there are new releases, there will be some dependency issues. So it's always safe to freeze the versions that is working on local and then use the same requirements when you deploy. So we have these versions. These are like old, but for this dependencies, it works. So we'll install these dependencies and then we'll move forward. So from CrewAI, so we are doing CrewAI and CrewAI tools and LangChain community. So CrewAI and tools has these things. So we import an agent, a task, and crew from the CrewAI. These are the three things that we need to create. So same thing, we have OpenAI key that we want to use the model. And then here, if you see, we are creating a support agent and a support quality assurance agent. So these are two agents. One is a support agent and one is a quality assurance agent. Now the support agent, what is the role? Is a senior support representative. The goal is to be most friendly and helpful support representative in your team. So that is his role. That is the goal. Now, backstory will tell you the context, the complete description. So you work at CrewAI and are now working on providing support to this customer. So this is a dynamic variable you can send it who's the customer we are trying to address. A super important customer for your company. You need to make sure that you provide the best support, make sure to provide full complete answers and make no assumptions. Allowed delegation is false, which means, look at this. If you give this flag as false, this agent cannot delegate his work to any other agent. He has to complete the task given to this agent by himself. If it is true, then the agent can do the task itself based on the tools it has, or it can decide to delegate that work to another agent, another team member kind of a thing, who has better, who has the tools or skills or resources kind of a thing. Verbose true is just to get all the output. Let's see, then start session. Okay, so that is the senior support representative agent. Now, we have a support quality assurance agent. Goal is get recognition for providing the best support quality assurance in your team. That is the goal of this QA agent. Now, backstory is again working with your team on request from customer, ensuring that the support representative is providing the best support possible. Like he's just verifying what support representative is doing. It's like supervisor. He's supervising and checking, doing the QA for the work. The supervisor agent, this senior support representative, whatever the work is doing, that is what this guy QA agent is verifying or making sure it is good. You need to make sure that the support representative is providing full, complete answers and make no assumptions. Verbose true. So we have not given delegation false here, so it can delegate to the supervisor agent, support representative, because he is not providing actual support, he's just supervising it. So the task, if this agent gets the task, he can delegate to this agent to do the work, and then this agent can supervise. Okay, so this is done. Keys. So now I'm creating this agent, and I'm creating this agent, both the agents. Now, so there are tools, guardrails and memory. We'll come back to this guardrails and memory later. Let's say I'm having here CrewAI tools. So CrewAI provides these search tools we talked about, right? There are several tools that we can use. Web search, web scraping, Serper Dev, Tavili search, all of these. So I'm just importing these tools, and so search tool, scrape tool, all of these we can do. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating a scrape website tool to scrape this website page. Okay.
I have
Yeah.
one question on that handover, the
Mhm.
mechanism from one agent to the delegation, right?
Mhm.
So, did I get it right that just turning on that parameter, delegate to tall, false or true,
Mhm.
that will make the agent like take the task or pass the task, or
Yes.
either? Okay, that's all. Or is
Yeah,
there
it's all.
anything more?
It is autonomous. It can take the decisions based on the problem statement, based on the tools available. It can autonomously make a decision whether it wants to run it on its own or delegate it to other agent. Yeah, that's all we
Okay.
need. It's kind of setting a flag like, hey, you can decide
Mhm.
to use any other agents or pass it on to any other agents, or you are not allowed to. You have to do it yourself. So that's
Got it.
the flag. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm using this website page, okay, to scrape. So this is the website page, documentation about CrewAI. This is CrewAI documentation page. What it has in the documentation. How to create. Probably this has changed. Okay. Now we have the agents, we have the tool, but we still need a task to be created. So we have two different tasks. There is one inquiry resolution task, and then there is one quality assurance review task. So these are the two tasks that we will be giving to the to both the agents. Now, what is the task here? Inquiry resolution. The customer just reached out with a super important ask with some question, some inquiry. So there is a customer who has an inquiry. There is a person which is a contact from that customer. So customer is basically a company here, and person is the contact from that company who is reaching out. So when you create a support ticket, you put your company name, that is the customer, and then you put your name as the contact, right? So that is the person here. Make sure to use everything, to provide best support possible. You must strive to provide a complete and accurate response and all of that. Description. Expected output, what is that we are expecting? A detailed, informative response to the customer's inquiry that addresses all aspects of their question. The response should include references to everything you used to find the answer, so that we know it's not hallucinating and just um, giving some on its own, make up answers without any reference or actual facts which is available on the website, including external data or solutions. You have to provide a reference. Ensure the answer is complete, leaving no questions unanswered, and maintain a helpful and friendly tone throughout. The tool you have is a docs scrape tool. Now, agent. So which agent is going to execute this task is support agent. Okay. So what is the support agent here? This is the support agent. So the support agent is the senior support representative. So that's how you are stitching together the task to the agent and tools. So tool you have created and given to the task you have created and given to the agent. Same thing here. If you come down, this is the inquiry resolution you have done, created the task. Then there is a task for the supervisor to review the response drafted by the senior support representative for customer's inquiry. So once the support representative has given the response, this task is to review that. Who will do that? The supervisor agent, QA agent. Quality assurance review is not using any tools. See here, so it's not using any tools. The QA agent will only review the work of the support agent. Ensure that the answer is comprehensive, accurate, high standards, all of that. All parts of the customer query is addressed. It's not like he has asked for 2 or 3 things and the support representative is answering only one. So then there are 2 other things that are not answered. So those kind of things it can check thoroughly with the helpful and friendly tone. Check for references, whether the supervisor support representative is giving you the references and sources, ensuring the response is well supported and leaves no questions unanswered. Output is again final, detailed, informative response ready to be sent to the customer. Should fully address. So as I told you, right, it looks repetitive most of the ways that we are still trying to answer at the very basic level, answer the customer's question with a friendly tone, have references, and then make sure everything is answered. That's the high level summary of it. Don't be too formal. We are actually a cool company, but maintain a professional and friendly tone throughout. The agent that we are assigning to this task is the support quality assurance agent that we have created. So now Like we have created tasks, we have created tools, we have created agents. Now we have to stitch all together within a crew. So crew is like, as I talked about, the team leader or the project manager for which orchestrates all the agents. So here we give all the agents and the tasks. Of course, we have already assigned the task to the agents, but we just mention here that these are the tasks uh, within the scope for this crew, and these are the agents available for this crew to execute those tasks. Right. So when it looks at this task, it will know which agent is assigned to it, which agent it has to use to execute the task. Verbose, you can do. Memory is true, like when enables the memory internally to share between the agents what agent has done initial one agent, and the other agent should know the output of it, right? That's when the support representative has given some answer, the other agent should be able to review that answer, so it needs to have access to that memory where that response is coming from. Now, inputs we are giving, we know the task and agents are referring to these things, variables. Customer, it has to know. Person, it has to know. Inquiry, what is the question? So I gave customer is this, person is this, Harun. Inquiry is this. Can you provide guidance? I'm kicking it off specifically. How can I add memory to my crew? And then I run this. So there is also kind of, when I create a crew, run this. We have given verbose settings as well as the inputs, and then we kick off. So you see working agent here. So the other one we were not able to see in the Agno, all of these things. But if you come here, you can see how it is orchestrating. So working agent is senior support representative. Starting task is, this is the Burak AI just reached out with a super important task. So it has kind of formatted the query for that agent. This is the ask. So he has put the actual company name and the problem statement here, setting up a crew and kicking it off specifically in this. Can you provide guidance? So it also summarized Harun from Burak AI is the one that reached out. Make sure blah, 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 all of that we have given the task, right? So all of this. Now, crew agent executor chain, what it is trying to do. It's trying to critique or say planning, right? We talked about planning. So it's a reflection. We looked at some of the tasks. There's some kind of reflection here. If you go back, we see this. See here, there is a reflection and self-critique as part of the planning. So reflection is, it is trying to rephrase what it has understood, what it needs to do, right? So that is the reflection. That is what you are seeing here, the reflection part. I need to provide Harun. I means here the agent. The agent is talking. It's reflecting on itself, what it understood from this and what is its task. So I need to provide this for Harun from Burak AI with detailed guidance on how to set up a crew and add memory to it. I should use the tool, read website content, to find the necessary information. Action for it is to read the website content. Action input, the URL is this that we have given, right? Created the tool and the task based on that. Now, it has taken this, then it's read the CrewAI documentation, all of this. Okay. Then it formed a final answer. Hello, Harun. Thank you for reaching out with your inquiry to set up a crew. You need to follow these steps, very detailed introduction, installation, quick start, basics, journey, all follow. Best regards, senior support representative, CrewAI. And it has, okay. So this is the part that support representative has done. Now it's finished the chain. Okay, task output is this from this chain, the same thing. Now see here, it has handed over to the support quality assurance specialist. We told, right? So once the senior support representative is done, the QA specialist has to review that work. So we come here, now it is handed over to QA specialist. Then it has its task, whatever we have given. Draft. So the review the response drafted by senior support representative for Burak AI's inquiry. See here, it's no more like template. It's actual response, actual company name, actual variable name. It's trying to rephrase as per the understanding for the agent. Ensure that it is complete, addressed thoroughly, well supported, leave no questions answered, and all of that. Again, here the reflection. I need to ensure that response provided by the senior support representative is thorough, accurate, and helpful. So, who's this speaking here?
The second agent.
The quality
Sorry?
one. The
Yeah,
quality
quality.
agent.
Yeah, the quality assurance agent. I must verify all of this, blah, 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 and this. Now, action is again delegate work to coworker. Coworker is senior support representative. Review response for Burak AI's inquiry. Review the drafted response, high quality standards. So it has again utilized the support representative for review process because it has, it can do the delegation for that. But when you create the agent, you can switch off the flag. It can do by itself. But final answer is based on the recent insights provided. All of this drafted, critique, reflection, all done. And then this is the final answer that is provided. So this is the finished chain. Okay, so this is the response. Now you can just do return, the result. This is how it would look like in the markdown. You want to send it, connect it to an email and send it out or send it a response, whatever it is. So that's the, at a basic level, a customer support chatbot that you can implement using the agent AI. Got it?
Yeah.
Any questions? Any questions on this? Clear? How we have stitched? So the normal
Yeah, this is Venkat Mohan Harun. Actually, see, this is actually sequential process, right? So the agents are running one after another. So maybe one is taking another's input.
Yeah.
So, for example, so if we want to provide capability to the customer uh, to get the response from actually multiple agents in parallel, how can we achieve that?
Yeah, you can. So once you stitch the team, you can allow the agents to run sequentially, or you can allow the agents in parallel as well. So there is a flag. I don't remember the exact. Is at the kickoff.
So in this example, Arun, there is nothing autonomous about it, right? I mean, it is just giving you you're asking it to refer a website or a manual, and there is an output that is going across multiple agents.
Yes, it is. So what do you mean autonomous? Autonomous is basically, yes, if he wants to, if you have multiple agents, autonomous in the sense is breaking down the tasks and assigning to the agent. Since we have only one agent supervisor and one agent support, so it has only one agent to work with. So it's delegating toward to take help to run. The crew, you have kicked off with the crew. So the planning and autonomous is which agent to use, right? So based on the task that you have provided, metadata, that is all metadata. But when you are running, you are not asking to first run this agent. You are not fixed that anywhere. Take this output, give it to QA agent, all of that planning, right? So you have not put this workflow anywhere, that it has to go to support specialist first, then it has to go to review agent and all of that, right? So that is something that it has autonomously in the planning that it has done. Now, if you have multiple agents, yes, you will see what kind of autonomous or the planning execution happens at the crew level. Okay. So yes, it can be sequential. It can be parallel. See here, execution mode. You can put sequential or I think there should be some values. I don't know. It's not showing up here. It can be sequential or it can be parallel. You can set up the execution mode here. So if you have multiple agent, it can autonomously run them in parallel, and then they can share the context between them and update the shared common memory with the output. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So it should show here all the variables, but it's, let me go say, let's say the source. Tasks, agents, manager LLM. So basically here, when you are creating the crew, here also you can give another model, which is your manager LLM. Okay. Even your project manager, team lead or whatever is still an agent. So it still has manager LLM, or it can use some default value that it has. There's memory, manager, callback, cache, process flow, verbose, ID, step callback, share crew. So all of these are available. So you can check all of that, whatever it needs to do. Okay, so let's look at another example before we move on. So trading team workflow. I know it's again a sequential process, but it's kind of having more multiple agents with their tasks defined, all of the tasks and the agents. Here, we are creating a data analyst, trading strategy, trade advisor, risk advisor, and a crew manager. The same kind of, it's more like the design process. Here is where most of the work goes. How do you design your problem statement? How many agents you want to break it down into smaller tasks or agents that you need based on the roles that you want. So each role can be an agent, and then it can have its own tools to execute those agents and share the memory and all of this in between. So you have this import the agent task crew. It's basically the same. It's the same. It's just the different use case. So all the framework will remain same. So I'm using Serper API key here for the search. Scrape website tool, Serper dev tool. Start session. Back here. Okay, we do a search tool, we do a web scraping tool. Now we are creating the agents. So we said we want to create a data analyst agent. which has a role of data analyst, and the goal is monitor and analyze market data in real time to identify trends and predict market movements. So backstory is specializing in financial market. This agent uses statistical modeling and machine learning to provide crucial insights with a knack for data. The data analyst agent is the cornerstone for informing trading decisions. So we said statistical modeling, machine learning. It's basically, but we are just giving it the web tools to do research and bring in the data that it, analyzing the data that is available publicly. As I said, any of your machine learning model, if you have, can be a tool, and you can provide that tool here. So it can use your ML model to run and get the predictions or analysis from that ML model you have. Okay. So here we are using scrape tool, search tool. These are the two tools that we are giving for the data analyst. Basically, we have only two tools. So all the agents are sharing the same tools here, but they have different goals. Okay. Trading strategies, develop and test various trading strategies based on insights from the data analyst agent. So you're trying to use information from the data analyst, financial markets, quantitative analysis, the performance of different approaches to determine most profitable and risk-averse options. Verbose true, allow delegation true. Again, we have these two tools here. Execution agent is a trade advisor. So it specializes in analyzing the timing, price, and logistical details of potential trades. By evaluating these factors, it provides well-founded suggestions for when and how trades should be executed to maximize efficiency. This is another agent. The risk management, how much is your risk capacity, risk assessment models, the potential risk of proposed trades, what is the risk of the trades, and then we have same tools. Once we've created the agents, now we create the tasks for each of those. So in this, we say analyze market data for the stock selection. And expected output is insights and alerts about significant market opportunities or threats for stock selection. So if I give a stock, it has the job of this task or the agent and doing this, executing this task is to give the insights and alerts about any opportunities or threats for this stock. Strategy development defines trading strategies, risk tolerance, what is my risk tolerance and what is my trading strategy preference. So I'll give it a risk tolerance level and what is my preference for the trading strategy. And then expected output is potential trading strategies for stock, whatever stock we have selected, that align with the risk tolerance. So that is the output from this. Execution is plan suggesting how and when to execute trades for this stock selection. And this task is for the risk assessment. So basically you split what all you need in the process and create agent and tasks for that process. So, and we stitch all of it in a crew, and we also give a manager LLM here. What happened? Okay. We also use a manager LLM here. Process, we have given hierarchical. So it's kind of builds up not parallel. It's a hierarchical processing that it does, or one after the other, based on all the agents and tasks that we have provided. So here are the inputs. I want to do a stock selection of NVIDIA. Initial capital is this 100,000. Risk tolerance is high. Trading strategy is day trading. New impact consideration you have to do, take true. So take this and we run the crew. So when you run that, it will go through all of these tasks. So first it starts with the manager or the crew, delegates to the co-worker, which is the data analyst, is the task, is the first one. It goes there. So it read website content input. So it only gives the analyst gives you all the references. So here, this is one reference that it has provided. Go and look at marketwatch.com, investing./NVDA, MarketWatch, enable GS and disable any ad blocker. Then it goes to trade strategy developer. And the question it passes to that is, what are your insights on the current market trends for NVDA? Context, we need to use statistical machine learning model and all of that. I gathered insights from the data analyst on marketing and analyzing. So this is the answer. Working agent is again, it got back to the crew manager. So once it got to the crew manager, then again, the manager is assigning to the trading strategy developer for NVDA based on insights from data analyst. Okay. And user defined. That's all what we mentioned in the task for the agent to do. Then it went to nasdaq.com for market activity.nvda. It took this website URL and it got all of this information from there. Web scraping, it does all this information in the paying. So it just scraped the website and it got the final answer. Whatever the final answer is, just the scraping of that. It has to make sense of all of this information again. It is verbose. Okay. Now, once it has done that, it got back to the trade advisor. It called a co-worker, which is a trade advisor, trading preferences for NVDA, search query, NVDA trading preferences user. Again, it got all of these websites for the trading guides, how to trade NVDA shares and all of that, all that information. All of these websites, trading preferences. Now, final answer from data analyst, trading strategy developed, refined potential trading strategies. It's again come back to the crew agent, executor. It's all repeating again. Go back to the end. Approve trading strategies. Information. Printing. Okay. So this is the final answer. Crew manager, risk analysis support, NVDA trading strategies and execution plans. So it has summarized all of that. If you look at Markdown, trading strategies and execution plans, NVIDIA Corporation is leading technology, all of this. What are the key risk factors for this stock? Recommendations to mitigate market-wide, consider diversifying the trading portfolio with other stocks or asset classes. Risk management, implement stop loss orders, position sizing technique, monitoring alerts, contingency plans. offer profit potential, but also carry inherent risks that need to be carefully managed. Okay. So I don't know how helpful all of this is, but what we are trying to do is how we can stitch together a complete solution to do the market analysis for any of the stock prices and with different strategies. So it does have intelligence to go check what are the related websites and the information that it can get and process and give you a considerable output, response output to look at for the strategies. Okay, so this is at least in the verbose mode, you can see how the tool calls agents are executing and how the handover and collecting the information and passing on is all orchestrated within this. All right, so that is about the CrewAI platform. Basically, again, you create agents, you create tasks, and then you stitch together using a crew manager or a crew and execute that with the inputs. So you can build multiple use cases. So one of the use case, the project assignment we want to do using CrewAI is the travel agent. Okay. Typical example of planning a vacation trip and then analyzing and researching all parts of a travel itinerary. So that we will build as part of the project. I will give you the assignment on that. And you can design what agents you want, what tools you want, and how you want to orchestrate everything using the CrewAI platform. One more I had was Langflow, but I think we are at time. I don't want to overwhelm with all of the stuff. I think this is enough for today to carry with you. Once I share the notebooks and the recordings, take time to go through, run, execute. Next week, we'll cover Langflow, just building the agents. We will review everything and wrap up next week. And also we will do some coding practice with the models next week. So that's what we're going to do next week, wrapping up the agentic AI. Okay. Any other questions?
Said, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have a multiple framework for developing a multi-agent things, right? So which one you have to select for your requirement? What basis you compare these multiple agents, multi-agent development frameworks? Do you have any comparisons, and then you can give me which one have advantage over other one for what are the cases?
There is no specific guidelines to it or recommendations. As I said, let's say you have, if in the traditional world, you go back and you want to implement, you want to have a database. Okay, you want to store some data in a database. There is Oracle, there is Postgres, there is MySQL, there is MongoDB, there is Cassandra. How do you choose which database you want? Right. So it's basically a typical what you call the evaluation, right? The you look at you look at what is my use case, how much data I have, right? And then can the database support these huge volumes, terabytes of data? Do I need it on-prem or do I need on cloud? If I want to go on cloud, which cloud do I want to choose? I have to select it cloud. So which cloud will support? If it is MySQL, do I go for Azure because MySQL natively supports on Azure, or Postgres, or on AWS? Again, if I have already AWS, my obvious choice would be to go with Postgres on AWS. But then do I want analytics to be done on that database, on data warehouse. So then I have to choose Databricks or Snowflake. Then pricing comes in, right? So if I want to add a new platform like Databricks, it's going to cost me more. Or I just use whatever is Redshift and internal tools within AWS, or on Microsoft Fabric, or any other analytics tool on the platform. So there are a lot of variables, parameters, right, that you choose, you look at to evaluate a product. Same thing applies here also. If I have Microsoft, there is an AutoGen you can build, or Azure OpenAI now gives you the agent kit you can use. If you want to use LangFlow, AstraDB, vector database together, you can use LangFlow and vector and AstraDB, but that's external, so that you have to use that. Or hey, I don't want, like in our company, what we are doing, we don't want to get any tools more to host or to implement. So we just go with open source. So we used CrewAI, which is like this, like, open source. You can use it anywhere. It has a license part of it, UI part of it. But if you just want to use library, you can take this and then run it. It's open source free. Yeah, sometimes it might break. You have to fix it, just like any other open source libraries. It's free, right? So if I want to do a POC, if I want to do something and see how it works out, how much lag it has, how fast can I build solution, is it scalable, and all of that, I just go with open source and figure it out. So you have a variety of factors to consider which platform you want to use. But why did you even talk about CrewAI is, like, let's say, hey, what are the most popular frameworks to build the AI applications? It might come up as top 3. You only evaluate the top 3, right? Or top 5. You don't evaluate if there are 100 products. So how do you know which are top 5? Just market research and analysis, which is more popular. CrewAI is more popular. It looks like a lot of news, a lot of companies are adapting. So you want to give it a try. So that's how the CrewAI comes in. Or let's say something OpenAI has released. So you already know OpenAI is pretty popular, the first one to release a good model. So you want to trust that and say, let's give it a try. The agents, agent kit from the OpenAI. Okay? So that's how you kind of start with, and then you evaluate for your particular use case and select one of them. Okay.
Yeah, got it. There is no existing this kind of comparison report right now in the internet, or somewhere it would be available, right?
Comparison reports are only for the models, basically.
Yeah.
Which model benchmarking, right? Benchmarking is done for the LLM models, like what is the latency and what is the accuracy and how much they hallucinate and problem solving capabilities and all of that. They benchmark against this for all the LLM models. But for platforms or agents, I haven't seen, like, this company has the benchmark for agent. It's always for the models that you do. Yeah, so I think this is mostly like something you have to see in the Gartner quadrant, magic quadrants, or just popular, whoever does the third-party evaluations of platforms and give you some report.
Got it. By the way, in your daily work, which multi-agent framework are you using to develop?
We are using CrewAI, but there's also AutoGen is also approved. There is another one from Microsoft, I don't remember, that is also approved at the enterprise architecture level or in our company. There is Copilot that we can use, that is also approved. But yeah, we are using CrewAI for some of the applications. And as the model providers, we have OpenAI, and we have this Anthropic, some of the Anthropic models and OpenAI models, which are actually hosted on our internal network, not directly OpenAI. It's Azure OpenAI endpoints that are deployed within our hosted network that we use.
Good. Thanks, Sayed.
Yeah. But one thing about the CrewAI is we have seen some limitations like the lag. It takes a lot of time to process. Again, it might be like calling the tool multiple times. So you have seen here also, right? Within this trace here, you have seen the same tool being called multiple times. That is something it takes time. So you have to limit it with the maximum tool calls that it can do. So there is something that you can specify all of that. But lag is one of the limitations. The time it takes to process is one of the things that takes time. But again, the kind of load it is taking to go and check multiple websites, scrape, process, and understand, yes, it might take some time. Okay.
Yeah.
See, but end of the day, you're not the entire application, you're not sweating so much to build the core of it, right? So everything is already given. All you need is only the three elements: the crew, the agent, the task. That's all you need to create. This is all like, again, where your prompting comes in. So you normally, in other things, you do prompt. All that prompt you return right here in the tasks and the agents when you create. Again, there is all of this. You can also write as YAML files. CrewAI also works in the way, you can create YAML files. You can define the agents. You can define the tasks in the YAML configuration files where you can easily change any of these prompts in the YAML file configuration itself. You don't need to change in the code. So that is also supported. Again, CrewAI also has come up with the UI based, right? That is also something you can look at. But this is new. We only use the libraries as of now. But the UI platform, yeah, we'll explore Langflow next week for the agents. But you can see, right, mostly whatever you do there, it's the same thing you do visually, drag and drop, click on it, and then write all those things in the text boxes instead of writing in the code. That's all. There is nothing. So you create, edit task, description, expected output, you put, and then you connect all of this. The concept will be same, like, we saw in the Langflow last week, right? You just connect all of these to build the crew. Okay, so yeah, we are at time, and we will also explore some of either N8N or Agent Kit towards the end, time permitting, right? So we will also see how to connect the automation workflows also with the LLMs. Okay, any other questions before we wrap up? Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a nice rest of the weekend. I will make sure all the recordings and notebooks are uploaded by tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you. We'll meet next week again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank you.